So you should have found this video in the remote learning module right here. So we are in computer science course. We're going to go down to the module that says Unit 1 problem solving. So we took a little bit of a break last week and did a couple of the advanced lessons from code.org, and now we're going to get back to doing our actual unit. So we're in Unit 1. We're going to scroll down. We have already completed lesson 1. That was our paper towers unit. So hopefully you remember all about the paper towers and that design process that you went through, because that's kind of what we're talking about today. So ignore this. You should have already turned in this assignment if you were in class back on, when was that? Tuesday, I think. So it's been a little bit. So like I said, we're going to be talking about the Paper Towers project. So if you don't remember anything, once we get there, just go back and look through these couple of lessons, and it's going to give you a nice refresher. So we're starting off with Unit 1, Lesson 2 today. So let's click on that. So this is going to give you an overview of what today's assignment is and the purpose behind it, so the reason that we're doing it. So Unit 1, Lesson 2 is the problem-solving process. Our question of the day is, what are some common steps that we can use to solve many different types of problems? So keep that in mind. Our overview summed up says that we're going to be using this problem-solving process, which is define, prepare, try, and reflect. And we'll dive into that a little bit deeper later on. So we're going to start this lesson by watching a video, and then we're going to brainstorm different types of problems that you encounter in everyday life. Then I'm going to show you a formal photo of the problem solving process, and you're going to relate the problem solving process to our paper towers activity. The reason that we're doing this, the purpose of us completing this lesson, is because we're going to be using this problem solving process basically every single day in computer science. We are always presented with new problems, and we need to have a concrete way of solving it. When I say concrete way, I mean super, super solid. Like, we can use this for every single problem that comes up. And then you can also use this in your everyday life too. If you have a problem that comes up in your everyday life, you can go through this problem solving process, and it's going to help you solve this problem in a more efficient way. So let's go back to our home. And we're going to go back to Unit 1. We've talked about what we're doing today. You are more than welcome to go into code.org. However, it only has a couple of bubbles today, so this is what it looks like. I've already read through this, but we are going to be watching the video. So you can either go in through code.org and watch the video here, or you can click this link right there. Both should take you to the same video. So go ahead, pause the video that you're listening to now, and go and watch this video here, where this guy talks about him using the problem-solving process when he created his own company. So pause the video and go check that out. So there are a couple of questions that I want you to consider after we've watched that video. Is, how did you follow the problem-solving process in the last lesson? And how could you use this process on a problem in your everyday life? So think about those questions. We're going to jump back to our Canvas page, and we're going to go to discussion 1. Discussion 1 says we use the term problem to refer to a lot of different situations. I could say I have a problem for homework, a problem with my brother, and a problem with my car. And all three of those things mean very different things. So I want you to brainstorm as many different kinds of problems as you can and post it as your response. So to post it, we're going to go down here. We're going to click reply. In this box, we're going to type our responses, type that brainstorm out, and then you're going to click post reply. Once you click post reply, you should see anybody else that has submitted this assignment. And as part of your grade, I want you to comment on 2 posts within this thread. So all the posts that anybody's done is called a thread. Be sure to use complete sentences and to make sure that you can defend any statement you make. So don't make up a bunch of things, make sure that they're factual and make sure you can back up your statements. Also, keep in mind when commenting, I want you to add to the person's idea. Don't just say something along the lines of like, oh, that's a good idea, or I like what you said here, because that's not going to get you the points. I want you to develop. I want you to talk about it. Ask questions. A question is a perfect response, and that will give you the points that you need for this discussion. So let's go into discussion 2 now. Make sure that you pause the video and finish discussion 1 if you haven't done that already. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. Now that you're done with discussion 1, we're going to talk about discussion 2. So you've thought about problems. Now we're going to reflect on the paper towers assignment that we did in class. And I want you to think of problems you had and how they fit into the problem solving process. And then I want you to reply to this post and apply the problem solving process to the tasks that you created with the towers. So basically what you're doing, and what I mean by that, is we have this problem solving process. It's made up of define, prepare, try, and reflect. I want you to take those 4 parts and relate it to that paper towers. How do they connect? When did we use the define step when making our paper towers? When did we use prepare and try and reflect when doing our paper towers? And then there's some questions within there to kind of get you thinking about what might be considered part of the define. So what are some problems that you were trying to solve? What are your constraints? What does a success look like? So to get you thinking, I'm going to answer the what are your constraints. One constraint that we had with the paper towers is we only had paper to use. We didn't have any tape or marshmallows or anything else that's adhesive or sticky that we could have used to hold this together. All we had was paper. What a success look like might be how tall the tower is. We wanted the tallest tower possible. So if you forget these things, just go back and look at lesson 1, and it will go through. And the activity guide is actually broken up into these 4 sections, which will really help you out. And again, as part of your grade, you must comment on 2 posts within this thread. Make sure you have complete sentences and you have thoughtful comments. So go ahead, hit reply, and type your response in. So for example, I would say define, and then I would type what that define step looks like. And then I would type in, the next one is prepare, and then I would type in what that prepare step looks like. Make sure you're using complete sentences in these parts here. If you have any questions, send me an email or join us in Zoom and ask me there.